Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Thomas Taylor III, coming to you live once again from Lawrenceville, Georgia, on this February 20th, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, February is almost out, and it's only 28 days in February. We don't even get 30 or 31 for the month of February, and it's Black History Month. So, for all those that out there that are doing great things, we appreciate the achievement for Black History Month and the education. I was on a call, Black History Month call yesterday with some young men. They actually did a phenomenal job on the education of different, people who did great things that sometimes you don't even realize, people like Jackie Robinson and things that they actually accomplished because sometimes, our history gets lost. It's just the reality of it. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those that's been kind of, following me for a little while, I've been doing this for about a year now. I'm going to shift a little bit and be a little bit more poignant and direct, right? So what I want to talk about for the rest of the year are things that I call like pain points, right? Things that you may feel that are blocking you from moving in an area and in a direction that you feel that your creator has actually given you the ability to conquer. Sometimes we get a little bit caught and we don't realize that there could be things prior to that are kind of blocking our ability to move forward. So I'm going to have different topics, different areas, but I'm going to kind of stay in that framework for the rest of the year, just so I could be a little bit more focused to help individuals who feel like they need help. So this weekend is All-Star Weekend, ladies and gentlemen, right? NBA All-Star Weekend. Everybody's in Cleveland, doing their thing. A few weeks ago was the actual Super Bowl. Okay. So those two events, just think about those things, right? So those are individuals that are playing the game that they love, whether it be basketball or football on the highest level, right? Now, why is it that we turn on the news and we see those individuals playing that game on the highest level get into all types of situations, whether it be domestic violence, some sort of crime or something? And what do we say? We say, wow, how could that individual actually be involved in that on that level? We all said it, you guys. We all said it. Because we say, yeah, it looks like they have everything, going in their life. They're making millions of dollars. They have a beautiful family. They have all these endorsements. And they find themselves in a peculiar situation to the point where now they need some sort of legal help. And we sit back and say, wow, like how is that? Because we say, man, if that was us, we would straighten up and fly right? So just think about it for a moment. And part of the challenge is individuals, even on that level, suffer from a limited belief. What do you mean by that, Thomas? What I mean by that is, even though they're on that highest level, right, they still are dealing with things from the past that they didn't get over. So think about, again, Super Bowl, right? So for Super Bowl, that whole, in NBA is the All Star, but Super Bowl they had the event where all the highest performers, they get a chance to go to the Pro Bowl, right? For those of you that watch sports, you realize they changed when they actually do the Pro Bowl. Why? If you do the research, right? They changed it because too many athletes were getting in trouble. And we say to ourselves again, why is that? Well, here again, the challenge is sometimes we move in life, ladies and gentlemen, and never really change our mindset to where we are, right? So we could be at a particular place of success, but we're still doing the same things that we did before. We may still have the same group of friends around us, right? And that's not always a bad thing if those individuals that are around you elevate it as well. But if they still have that same mindset of where you came from, it's going to be difficult to kind of pull them to where you are. Okay. So when we talk about limited mindset, right? Like, what are we doing to help ourselves kind of move past what we thought we were and or who they say we were? Now, that's real important, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes we live our current lives based upon the things that happened to us in the past. So now here it is. It's a push and pull scenario. Why you say that, Thomas? I say that because you want to move into the present with the things and the opportunities that's in front of you, but there's something pulling you back to your past. So the analogy is, it's like getting in your car in your driveway, right? So you want to go to the store. So you back out, you put the car in reverse, boom. You back out of your driveway and you keep driving in reverse. And you wonder why everybody around you is going in the opposite direction. Well, why is that? So you have a destination in mind that you want to get to, but based upon the things in our past, we're living our lives in reverse. Ooh, let me say it again. We want to go forward because the things that we are experiencing in our lives, and we see other people around us experiencing things, but we live in our lives based upon the past things that happened to us, right? Just think about it. At some point, in order for you and I to get to our destination that our Creator has ordained for us, right? Because everybody has a job to do, everyone. Every one of us has a job to do while we're here on earth. And ask yourself, how am I going to get to that destination? How am I going to get to that level of success? By living my life in reverse. So you wonder why people are going by you, right? Because they're making a different decision, right? So again, sometimes you may be looking at on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, all that, right? So you may see some individuals who you know or you're actually following, and you have a certain perception of them. Oh, they must be successful, or because they have 10,000 followers, they have 100,000 followers, right? And you're looking at them saying, like, man, why isn't that me? How can I get there, right? But sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of that is a perception because those same individuals could be dealing from the same thing that I'm talking about, which is a limited view and belief of themselves, right? So while you're driving this thing called life, this vehicle in reverse, based upon the fact of what you dealt with, at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, am I willing? Do I have enough belief and confidence in myself that I can put this vehicle in drive and get to the place that I say I want to go? Now, that may be a different place for you, and it may be scary, and I understand it. But if you close your eyes and if you ask yourself, can you see it? Then you have a good opportunity to get there. Why? Because vision has nothing to do with sight. And when you close your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, if you only see what happened in the past, that means you're living your life in reverse. Excuse me, you're living your life based upon the limited beliefs of the things that happened to you in the past. Well, the good news is you can change that, right? And I come on every week, and I'm gonna come on a little bit more to help those individuals if you feel like that's you and you want some assistance, right? I'm a life coach, certified coach, vision coach, right? I'm going to put my information in the comments where you could book a free session just so you could we could talk about these things on how you're feeling. You may be stuck at a point in life where you feel like you're going backwards. You're not actually going forward. And you're looking around, and there's a lot of people doing a lot of things that's moving a little bit faster. But because of what they said about you when you was 10, what happened to you when you was 12, you don't realize you're still there. Even though you're physically present, you're living your life based upon a limited belief of what they said about you. If that's you, right, don't fret, right? Don't beat yourself up, right? Because there's an opportunity to get some assistance, right? To move past that if you choose to, right? So this is the trick, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we set goals and we want to do things, but we wait until we feel that everything is in place before you move. The challenge with that is based upon how the universe operates. If you don't move, then it's really hard for things to happen, right? So, why do they call money currency? It's called currency because it has to move, it has to circulate, right? So the things that you want to do and accomplish, it's the same principle. They have to move. So you have to get started in order to get somewhere. Now, by you getting started, it doesn't mean that you're going to stay in that vein and that's the end of the story. No. What it means is you have to start to create some movement. John C. Maxwell wrote a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Okay. In that book, he talks about something called the law of the mo. For those who haven't read the book, the law of the mo is called momentum. Okay. Now, why is that important? Momentum is something that's hard to create. But once you create momentum, ladies and gentlemen, you can take your hands off the wheel, right? So analogy is it's like pushing a snowball up the hill. Boom. Once you get it up the hill, right? Either you can get out the way and let it go down, or you can tip it over. And if there's a slope, there's nothing that you have to do. You can take your hands off it and they'll keep moving. Well, life is the same way, ladies and gentlemen. How can we create momentum for ourselves to move past our limited beliefs? Ooh, that's important. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to stay stuck on what they did now. See, because what they did or what they said about you was then. It's nothing we could do about it, right? I'm an open book. I talk about how I grew up without my father. Look, was it painful? Yes. Did I have to deal with it? Yes. So much so, I had to actually change my last name and my family name. But in order to do that, my wife asked me to find my father. Ooh, find my father? I have no idea where this guy's at. Well, I found him, right? I went through the heartache of pain, redeveloping a relationship with him until he passed a few years back. But out of that came, I physically changed our last name to Taylor, right? So if I didn't do it, it wouldn't have got done. If I'd have stayed stuck on what he didn't do, there's no way I could have put ourselves, my family, in a position for the future, right? Then out of that came, I created a nonprofit organization called Growing Up Without a Father. That wasn't my plan, but I moved, ladies and gentlemen. I created some momentum. I moved, and inside of that momentum, I had other opportunities to do different things. So I ask you today, is your limited belief holding you back? Does it have you stuck on undeciding which way to go? So you just don't do anything. You're frozen. You don't move because you don't want to hear what they said about you again. You don't want to be in a position where you're out there and now they're talking about you. But ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you. I read a book, Rick Warren's book, right, called Purpose Driven Life. And if you have that book, I challenge you to turn to page 17. In that book, Rick Warren's book, right, Purpose Driven Life, page 17, the first thing in that book it says, it's not about you. So hold on for that for a minute. Just think about that. It's not about you, meaning the life that we're living. And if you get that concept, ladies and gentlemen, you can move past what they said about you. You can move past what happened to you. Because sometimes we stay stuck right there and it limits our belief to move forward. And then what happens is we watch other people's lives like a movie. We sit back, we get some popcorn, and we just watch. We scroll all day on the internet. We just watch everybody's life. Like, wow, man, look what she's doing. Look what he's doing. Oh, man, that could be me. Because we get stuck. And we don't realize that we have the same opportunity. If you can understand that the life that your creator has given you, has given me, it's not about us. So that can help you move past the things that limit our belief about ourselves. I was teaching my son how to play basketball when he was growing up, and my son was good. But I told him this. I said, don't never believe everything that they say. Don't never believe that you're that great. And don't ever believe that you're that bad. If you stay humble, if you keep working, you will achieve your goals that you set out for yourself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you do in this thing called life, somebody's always going to talk about you. Some people are going to say good things about you. Some people are going to say bad things about you. Don't ever get too high and don't ever get too low. You stay right in the middle and stay humble and work on the limiting beliefs of what they said in the past. It'll help you move towards your future. And if you know, like I know, your future is bright. You have to see it, and then you can start to believe it and move past the limited things that hold you back and that prevent us from being all that we can be. I often talk about different books, and one of my favorite books has 66 chapters in it. Somewhere in that Genesis, in the beginning, it talks about how we were created, how we were formed. And in there it says, we were created, we were formed in our Creator's likeness, in God's likeness, in His image. I don't want to get too deep this morning, but if you truly, truly understand that, it's past and it's bigger than what they said about you. It's bigger than my father not being there for me. It's bigger than your mother not being there for you. Because that image is great, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the image that I want you to have in your mind so you can actually think about and see what you truly can be. Because those individuals who said those things about you, the challenge is they never wanted to see you be better, do more than they did. Oh, I could go on, but I'm going to have seminars, everyone, where we can kind of do more and more interaction because God placed something inside of me. It's a gift to inspire and help people. And as you can see, I'm taking a challenge, and I've been doing this for over a year now. I'm taking the challenge and I'm coming on just sharing to help individuals move past their point of pain when they think they're stuck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. My name is Thomas Taylor III. You can follow me on Instagram at Thomas Taylor III. You can email me if you have questions or if you want to talk about different topics. But I'm going to stay in this vein of points of pain, everyone. But you can email me at TYD at tailoryourdreams.com. I'm going to put my calendar in the link if you want to have a free consultation. If you got some things that's on your heart, that's on your mind, that you really haven't discussed with anybody, if you want to take some time and schedule, a visit with myself, talk about some things, and maybe there's something that I can help you with, right? Because at the end of the day, everyone, I want you to win. If you woke up this morning and you're listening to this, it's not by accident, because I was once told that, coincidence is God's way of saying anonymous. There's something for you to do. There's something for me to do. Let's not get caught in our limited beliefs of what they said about us. Until then, you go out there and make it a great day. Talk to you soon.